Hello Ronlings. Clearly I'm on a tent camp. It's been a while because let me see, the last two camps were camper van, for one because I wanted to, the next one because I kind of had to. Check out those videos if you're interested in why and where, when and when. But now I'm going to do a tent camp because well, the bottom line is I really miss it and I was gagging to get out again. I've been busy last time I was off work and I was busy this time, but I managed to wangle it in and do another one. So when I turned up yesterday, it was like this. And today I decided to go camping and it's like this. Yeah, a bit rainy, a bit messy, a bit windy. You're on a skunt there, aren't you? You're a bit too late to sort out now. So yeah, a bit of a contrast. I'm out of any waterproof, so I'm protected under the tree. Although I don't look like I'm under the tree, I am actually under the tree. It's more over there. But yeah, it's been like that funny spray. So it's not quite droplets, but it's spray, and it's a heavy spray, and it just doesn't stop. And so it's been quite miserable. But you know, it's warm, and you know, and I give you 360. Should we give you 360? Rather than me prattling on. I don't know whether to move you. Is there a good one? I think I'll leave you there. I think you leave you there. There's the cottage that we're staying at. Yeah, I only walked 3 centimeters, and you know, but I asked permission, and I was told to stay within the garden. Suits me fine, because you should look at this. This is what I'm going to wake up to tomorrow morning. So let's give you a 360 from here anyway. You're facing the other way, so I don't know if you've got the tent there, which gives you a sense of where everything is. But look at that view though. I mean, let me fold this. Look at that though. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? That's pretty amazing, isn't it? That's what I got in the morning. I imagine it's, I can't see. There you go. I imagine it's, oh, that's close. It's a lot less impressive on camera because it looks very small. But when I'm looking up that hill, it's not that small. It's larger, and there's sheeps, lots of sheeps, and cows and stuff, and you can hear them bleating, which is a gorgeous sound, along with the wind and the rain and the wildlife. And so, you know, I may be a little bit of a cheat by being 2 centimeters from the cottage we're staying at, but it's all about the views, isn't it? That should be my catchphrase. It's all about the views. So I don't mind. You know, yeah, a bit of a cheat. I don't have to walk far, but this is why I'm here. This is why I do this. So tomorrow I'm going to be unzipping, open the door, and that's me. That's what I'm getting. A bit of that. So yeah, that's my settings, that's the surroundings, and that's why I'm here, and blah, 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 and all that. So let's move on. So maybe an equipment check is in order. I think I've been doing them a lot recently, but my memory is not too great, so apologise if I've already done this, but here we go. So excuse the wobbly camera because I've taken it off the tripod because I'll be going in the tent in a minute. So the tent is the 4sat, and that's it, just 4sat, that's all it says. It's only £50, £49 something, and I'm absolutely loving this tent. My two favourites are the 2-man Van Gogh, oh, I keep forgetting the name. It's the Van Gogh anyway. You've seen it in other videos. And this one, you know, the Van Gogh was a cheap tent that was 120 something pound. This one's £50, and this one was, you know, this one is absolutely brilliant. Never heard of Forsat, but it has a vestibule this side. This is the door, but you know, it brings it down, and that becomes a vestibule the same size as that this side. And it has a vestibule the other side. That's what it looks like when the doors are down. So you can be, there's the zip to open that side. You can open that side as well, but that's a kind of a design flaw which they could sort out. Is that this here is held purely by tension. You know, the old pegs holding that up. So when you bring the other one down to it, the other side down to it, you have to pull that, either leave it unzipped, unpegged when you do the door up, which you kind of be tempted to do, because if you're in and out, in and out, in and out, you're gonna not want to keep pulling it around the peg every time. And that is subject to it coming open. You know, a bit of a breeze, it starts to undo the zip, flaps around a bit. It has got Velcro, but it'll flap around a bit, and the more that flaps around, the more the wind to grip it, and the more it'll pull on it. So you want to peg it up at night, really. And then that means you've got to pull it around the same peg, because they only give you enough, you know, for one peg. So what I've done is I mean, that's a good point, actually. A lot of people in this have been complaining about that doesn't come with enough pegs. I don't know if they think that's a mistake the company has forgot, or they're just not making enough pegs. I know for a fact that there's no mistake. They have given you what they consider the right amount of pegs. I agree it's not enough, because you're basically 2 pegs short, because they're expecting you to put the 2 sides around that 1 peg, which is impractical, because you know that's also your way in and out. So that's what they've done. They've gone anything where the peg points are far apart. They've given you a peg for that. But there's 2 together. They go, oh well, you can just hook it around the same peg. All manufacturers do that, and a lot of people on Amazon were complaining because they're short. Well, they are short, but technically they're not, because that's deliberate. They're just saving money on pegs. So what I've done is I've got these pegs here. I'll get one out. I've got these pegs here. I've put as an extra. They're the cross-headed ones. And what I do is I put that in the ground next to it, and then when I zip up this side, because it's not like a shepherd's hook peg, you can just pull it around the top, because the top of these don't have a hook on it, so you can just pull it around the top, and that solves that problem. You know, you put a peg, that means you can then peg it up. If you're going away for any long period of time, you can peg it up. When you come back, you can unhook it and hook it up, because shepherd's crook ones are like that, and then you have to leave it sticking out to get the other door around it, and then after a while that'll just spin round, and then they both pop off, because the whole vestibule relies on that 1 peg for tension, which is wrong. I think it's wrong. So I bring this other one, these new pegs to put in, and then I'll hook it up. Problem solved, and everything's tickety-boo. But that is a design thing that I don't really like. I wish they give you a bit of material that's permanently pegged, and then you zip the doors to that permanently pegged bit, and then there's no unhooking sort of guff. That's why I like the Van Gogh. This one, that is a design flaw. It's a small thing, and by adding the pegs to it, that has 95% solved the problem. But anyway, that's just, I'm supposed to show you equipment check, and that I led to that because it's kind of annoying. So that's that tent, and I love the tent. It's big inside. It has a single spine with 2 poles sticking out each side, which gives you loads of room. It really opens up the roof, and so wherever you're sitting, it's the same. The Van Gogh I have is like big at one end, small at the other, so you have to sit at the big end. This one, if there's 2 of you in there, that's much more comfortable, because you can sit wherever you like, and it's wide, and it's long, and it's you know, so design wise that's really good. You know, I'm chuffed to bits, and I have had it in quite heavy rain. It's just dry as a bone. £50 makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because it's doing the job. But anyway, so today I've got a cheapy mat, because every time you don't want to go in but you want to do something in there, you've got to kneel down. So I need this mat. I have a Van Gogh, I don't know what it's called, bag. What are they called? Oh, Van Gogh Sherpa 65 being the litre. I bought it a while ago. I'll talk a bit about that later on, because it's my second only bag. Yeah, the first one was just the cheapest one I could get, so anything was an improvement on that. But now I've got the second bag, I'm seeing stuff that I like, do and don't like. Yeah, this is probably a bit overkill, because this is the REX Leviathan. It's very warm. Last time I was out, I had to unzip it and use it as a duvet to get some warmth in it. I've got a Rab. I can't remember what this one's called. A Rab. Stratosphere 5.5. There you go. It's a Rab Stratosphere 5.5, and I absolutely love it. I bring that all year round, even in the summer, because it's 5.5 is the R rating, so it's super warm, and it is really warm. When you lie on it, you can feel the heat coming back, and it's the first sleeping pad I've had that you can do that. So it is really comfortable, and it really is warm. And even in the summer, in the hot summer, I tend to save weight by not bringing a sleeping bag, because if you're not cold, what's the point of bringing a sleeping bag if it's really hot? There's no point. A lot of people like cover over them. I do, but I can sleep without it. It's not a biggie. So in the hot summer, I don't bring it with me, but it is still nice to have a warm pad underneath you. So because it is, even in hot weather, it's still pretty cold under, ground is cool or cold, and it can still travel up. So I like the Rab for that, and I bring that all year round. It's a personal choice of mine. And then I like this as well. I was bringing cheapy foily things, didn't like them. They still stuff poked through, and I swear that's why my last pad went down, because still stuff could poke through, because it's really flimsy. So I changed it to this really thick one, which is just as light, but it's a bit bulkier to carry, so you can carry it. It's brilliant. And that is, I think that just says Trail. Yeah, it just says Trail. Got it off Amazon. It says Trail. It's really thick, really spongy. Helps reflect the heat again, because it's so thick. A Trekology pillow, which is lovely, except for the fact it's not big enough. I have to stuff everything underneath it to try and heighten it up a bit. And that's just a cheapy Chinese cook set that has pots and pans. I never show that, because it's like 20 quid, and it has a few pots, a few pans, and it has a little wooden spatula in it. And I took another burner out of the cook set and put it in there as well. It comes with a really cute little kettle. I love having a kettle. It sounds silly, but I really like having to boil a kettle and pour the kettle rather than doing it all in cups and stuff. So I don't really show that, because you go on Amazon and there's like millions of them, and it's just like that. And the good thing about it only being 20 quid is that it lasts you, well, I've had it a couple of years now, and it's still going. So I'd rather use it until it dies, if it is a cheapy thing. Use it till it dies, and then spend 20 quid on another one, because it has a burner in there that came with another cook set that was only 20 quid. A burner's been going for I bought it before the channel, so a couple of years at least of constant use, and it's still going now. So I'm not sure it's worth spending a lot of money on really expensive stuff, when you may as well just, in my opinion, just buy a cheapy cook set and use it till it's dead, which mine hasn't yet, so I'm not even sure that's relevant. And then because I don't really see why you'd want to spend a lot, and then just X amount of years later spend 20 quid and get a brand new set and end up with another brand new set, instead of banging away on something that's expensive but it's all burnt and knackered, and because you've kept it forever because it's expensive. That's my opinion. Oh yeah, and the chair, love this chair. It's a Trekology chair. It's really low to the ground. Look at that, really low to the ground. Being old and fat, it's a bit, what should I say, challenging to get in and out of. But once you're in, it's comfy as hell. The reason I've got it so low is because then I can go under even the small tents like this. I can actually sit it under the vestibule. So if I need to, if it's raining and I don't want to sit on the floor because my aching bones don't like that, I can get it in underneath vestibules and tents and stuff like that. And that's why I got it. Also, being stealth, which is not today, but being stealth, it keeps me lower than the tent. So I'm not sat above everything else and a bit more exposed. If I'm lower than the tent, I'm as low as I can be, because the tent's taller than me. So that's another good thing. And then my Andy's table. Where is it? Yeah, Andy's table. Bought it online through Andy's. Wish I'd have got it on Amazon because Andy's put so much posters and packaging on it. It actually ended up being way more expensive than Amazon. So should have got it on Amazon, but it's a really good table. It's really super light, and it folds down to quite small. And I just slot it in my backpack. The little spongy bits on the outside, I just slide it in there. Sits in there quite happily. Doesn't have to go inside. No extra room taken up. Small amount of weight, won't make much difference. And that's about it, really. Yeah, that's a lot. Because even though I'm staying, not backpacking and sort of walking 20 miles and that lot, everything I've got with me is everything I'd always take out on a camp anyway. I wanted to feel like I'm out and about. I didn't want any luxuries with me, because I might as well just stay in the cottage. So everything I've got here is everything that goes in my backpack. There's nothing out of the ordinary, and that's that. It's interesting. Looking at all this equipment and quoting numbers and best options, and I've never been that type of guy who's had that kind of interest in anything, and sometimes I hear myself and it sounds like I'm being a bit of a train spotter. I don't know if you have that in. You must have that thing, but I don't know if you'd call it a train spotter in other countries. It's a bit something that's a bit geeky. I think train spotting's supposedly seen as a boring pastime. So in the UK you relate it to anything that's a bit geeky, I suppose. I don't know what your expressions in other countries are, but yeah, it seems a bit train spottery. But I don't feel it is. I don't feel it is train spottery, a train spotty type. It's train spotty. A spotty train type thing. But then I guess maybe somebody looking out who's not very interested in camping, looking in, might consider it to be a bit like that. But I from in my head, a train spotter is kind of more. Oh, I'm using my 7439 stove today because it's far superior. So somebody messaged me and said that they're using the 7.53 stove, and me and Marjorie had to laugh because everybody knows the flange plate is not very it's not very superior. So if you're going to use that, you should at least expand it with the 7.939 thing, flange plate. And anyway, so I digress a little. I was talking about couscous. The second couscous wasn't added till 1973. Oh, that view is just amazing. I have to look over it at the top of my glasses. It's awkward with glasses. My sight anything, my measurement is kind of my arm's length. Anything inside my arm's length, maybe from the wrist a bit closer, I have to have glasses. Anything beyond that, my arm's length, I don't need glasses. My eyesight's fine. So it's this constant on, off, on, off, on. That's why out of habit I keep taking them off and then going, oh, I can't see, because it's like doing it so often. And it's like, to look over there is off, to look at you is on, to look over there is off. And so I do a lot of staring over the top of my glasses as well, because I can't be bothered to take them off. So I'm sort of talking to you like that, and then I'm going, yeah, so because I need the glasses because you're arm's length, and over there I don't need it, so I'm like that, or I have to take them off, and then look at you and I'm back on. Oh, it's a whole glasses story. It depresses me. Only need started. My first prescription was something like 40. I was 45 or something like that. I had them quite late on, so it's not like I've been using them most of my life, or a really huge chunk of my life, and I find it really irritating having glasses. I'm trying to bring them with me because I don't need them on. It would probably be better if my eyesight was worse, because if it's worse, then I can you can vary focus, is it bifocus, where you look far and close on the same. So if my eyesight was worse, it would be more convenient. You just leave them on, don't ever take them off then. But I don't, if I look far away, it's blurred, but with my glasses on. So, it's a whole depressing glasses thing. I don't mind wearing glasses. It's the inconvenience that it causes that annoys me. Anyway, I didn't come on to cry about glasses. It reminded me because I'm looking over there, over the top of the glasses. It's a gorgeous view, absolutely beautiful. Part of me is like, you're cheating a bit because you're not camping, because you've only walked from the cottage you're staying at to here. But anywhere you are in that cottage, you can't see this. You have to go to a window. But here, this is permanent sort of thing. You can't beat that. And that's just absolute. Oh, I can't see. That's absolutely gorgeous. Is it on a slant? Yeah. Until I get to look at it on a big TV, I can't really see what you're seeing. All I've got is a silly little screen. I don't know if you're going to get the splendour. I don't know if you're going to get the splendour that I'm getting. But the rain stopped, so that's good. Well, whatever it was called, it's barely qualified as rain. It was just as wet because it was constant, but that stopped now. Although it was pretty well protected, but so I guess it didn't really matter. But it allows you to see clearer in the distance, because it was very misty rain, and I can see, and have you been able to see them? I can see sheep and cows. There was even a horse. What's that about? Why would you need a horse, Mr. Farmer? What do you do with that? But yeah, that's beautiful. This is the best, easily the best view I've had since I've been camping. Not camping for my whole life, but since I've been doing this channel, shall we say. Best view ever, easy, by far. It knocks anything else out of the park. All the people that go to like Lake District, Peace District, Bally, all the districty, Dartmoor, when I've seen that on YouTube, it's all been just flat, maybe hilly, but featureless. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still beautiful, but it's very featureless. It's just hills with virtually nothing on it. This just blows that away. It's hills, different colour fields. I love that, the patchy colour, different colour fields, like a giant quilt. Different colour fields and beautiful trees and bushes, and I just don't know until I see it on the big TV if you're going to get that. you're not flat. Anyway, if you're going to get that, it's up here. It's all up here. Because this is all the area I was saying. All up here, across there. It's only a small patch, and on the camera it looks tiny, but what I'm seeing, it's huge. I just hope when I see it get to look at it later when I'm editing, I hope you get some sort of idea of what I'm seeing, because on the screen it's just minute. All the bushes and the trees and the different patches of right up in that corner. I can't see if I'm pointing to the right place because the screen's so tiny. But I think it's around there. There's like a red field, and there's like a sort of a light green, dark green. All the colours and all the animals. The only thing that ruins it is the pylons. I can't even see them on the camera. They're there. There's one probably around there-ish, and they go off into the distance. That kind of ruins it a little bit. But in this day and age, you know, if that's all that's ruining your view, then it could be worse. But you know, I drift off into just staring at it. I haven't been tempted to reach my phone once. That's how good it is. So when I sneak into fields and sneak into woodlands and stuff like that, it's beautiful. I love it. I love the trees swaying and all that guff. And it is nice, and it's nice being immersed into nature. But you know, your distance is limited, and then. But this is like, oh, you see it there. I'll tell you what, I bought a night vision goggles. I've only used them once on the channel. What disappointed me was the fact that because I'm surrounded by trees, you use the night vision thinking, oh, what is it? But you can't really see very much because the trees are so dense that you can't, like, it kind of almost was pointless because I can only see as far as the first tree, you know, looking around. But this, I brought it with me today. Yeah, this is going to be spectacular. I think it will, because I'll be able to see there's nothing physically blocking my path. So those night visions were quite good, but you know, if you're watching, if you're looking at them to see if somebody's going to creep up on you, they could get so close that they're basically there, and you could see them anyway, because you know the night vision can't see through trees, penetrate trees and you know tree trunks. So it's like, yeah, but this is different. It's all open land, so I'll be able to see. Hopefully, I'll be able to see like wildlife and stuff. The nighty people. And it wasn't very much for stealth either, because I bought, that's another thing, you know, I can see them before they see me because I'm in a place I shouldn't be, because normally I'm stealthing it up. And it wasn't very good for stealth either, because you don't put them up to your eye. These are cheapy versions, so these are the problems. You don't put them up to your eyes like you do binoculars. You have to hold them over here because it's a screen. You do that, it'll just be blurred. So you have to hold them here. And it's super bright. It's a bright screen, so you like that, and it's lights up your whole camp because it's virtually a torch, and it's like, I'm like, that's really bright, you know. So you know, who's going to see who first? You know, okay, I've got the night vision goggles. I can see if you come in, but they're going to see, you know, my face. You're holding it in front of your face. You're shining a light on your face, so it's like, you want the night vision ones that are like you put against your eyes, like binoculars, or so that you're looking through the. But they were expensive. These were cheap. They were like £70 or something like that. Worked really well, but yeah, not stealth really. A bit of fun, yes. Stealth, nah. So I'll have a little moan now, because GoPro products aren't cheap. So the front camera of the GoPro, there's the front and the back. Obviously the front is smaller. Now as a vlogger, I do spend most of my life looking at the front one, which is tiny. I don't like that. They should be at least the same size. I'd quite happily have a bigger GoPro if it meant the screens were bigger. That's just me. Maybe that's just me. But I'm not happy about the front. Yeah, I've spent the money on an expensive thingy now. I'm not going to have that money again. So I can't just go, oh, buy something with a big screen. So I thought, is there a way around it? Went on GoPro's website. They make a bigger screen. And I was cock a hoop. Bigger screen, that's awesome, great, problem solved. Save up money, buy that, because they ain't cheap. Nothing ever is with GoPro. Plop it on the top, plug it in, Bob's your uncle. I did look, by the way, for something that was non-GoPro that was compatible. Don't know if I'm blind or something. Ooh, wind. I don't know if I'm blind or something, but I couldn't find anything else, so I had to put up with this. It looks quite big, so I thought, no, that's right. It looks bigger than the rear camera. The rear's bigger than the front, and it looks bigger than that. So yeah, Bob's your uncle. So I bought it. Not happy. I really am not happy. This is bigger, but the screen is not. It's inside. You can see. Oh, there you go. When I get in the light, you can see that actually that is all a waste, really. It's the actual screen is inside there. So the screen is marginally bigger than the front camera, which is the one on the front picture, which is what I was trying to solve. Marginal. So that was disappointing. But what annoyed me the most is the way it was designed. Maybe other people, you know, they don't just make these stuff any old how and without thinking about it. Maybe this would suit other people, but it got on my nerves a bit because yeah, you sat it on the top of the camera. It's looking at the GoPro from the sideways. It sits on the top of the camera like that, plugs in, and you look at it, it's bigger than the front. Not as big as I'd hoped, because you know, look at the size of this. That's how big I was hoping it would be. Marginally better, so marginally better, not much. But what really annoyed me was the fact that when you plug it in, the front camera switches to it doesn't have the picture anymore. It just has, like, for example, if you're pressing record, it shows you how long, in big numbers, how long you're recording. Quite like that. I don't want the front camera anymore because I've got this, so it changes to just a big timer, which is actually quite good. But it switches this is what gets on my it switches the back camera off. So once you turn that on, the back camera is off. So when you turn it around to, it's quite very common for me to do that. I've done it almost every time I switch. Do a, should we call them episodes on YouTube? Every time I do an episode, it's really common for me to talk, show you what I'm doing, come back. I turn the camera on, I can't see what's going on because it switches the back camera off. They've made it so that this, so looking side on again, if this was on the GoPro, this flips down over your back screen, and then that image is obviously upside down. It flips that up upside the other way, so you can see. Now use that as the rear camera. So don't worry that it's switched off. You just flip that over. So every time I turn it around, I've got to go, oh, hang on a minute, and you hear this clonk as it goes round, and then it gives me a screen that is smaller than the one that's on there in the first place. So I get a less superior screen, and so I've bought something that gives me a marginally better front one and a worse back one. It's already quite small, and I have to keep flipping it over to face that way and then flipping it back so I can see, because if I turn it back while it's flipped down, obviously, then I still can't see anything because it's turned the front screen off. Because then I have to flip it back over to see what I'm doing. That's so annoying. So I get, and the information isn't on here. All it shows is the percentage of this camera. So you've lost all your information. It doesn't tell you, you know, when you're looking through the screens, it's various, especially that one, it's various information on. They tell you what settings you're on and what this, what that, and blah. They're all gone because all it shows you is this picture and the percentage of this camera itself. What? How useless is that? So now, by buying this, I have a smaller back screen, no information on the back screen, and a marginally bigger front screen, marginally. And every time I want to face it to show you what I'm showing and come back, I've got to flip the screen down, flip the screen up, flip the screen down, all so I can get a marginally bigger picture. No. So that has been a complete waste of money. I use it sometimes if I feel, I mean, I've put it on top before. If I feel I'm not going to keep turning it around to show you something and turning it back, I use it then because it is a marginally bigger screen. But quite often I put that on the top thinking I'm not going to do that, and I end up doing it anyway because I make these episodes up as I go along. I don't have a script. I don't have a you know, everything you see is thought up on the moment. I don't have a script. I don't even think about what am I going to say. I sit here, drink my tea and go, oh, I'll say that, and half a second before I press the button is all I've thought about it. So quite often I put that on the top thinking I'm not going to turn it around, and I do because I'm doing something, I'm making it up and I didn't know I was going to do that. So then I'm still going flipping, you know. And it's good that it's a separate battery as well. When you plug it in, it doesn't run off of the GoPro. The GoPro's batteries are pathetic, so to run that off of it as well would have, you know, you get just enough time to say hi, Ronnie, gone. So at least it has a separate battery, which is rubbish as well because that doesn't last very long, considering all it's doing is showing you a picture. So that's one small good thing, that it is a separate battery. But yeah, I was well disappointed. It ain't cheap. I'm as I said, I make this up as I go along. I don't know. I didn't do any research to find out how much it was. I've forgotten because I've had it a while now. I've had a good practice and play with it, a good sort of few months. So I didn't do any research. So I didn't intend to moan about this. Just something I thought of. So I can't remember how much it was, but you know, go on GoPro websites. They do like 5 things for the GoPro. You'll find it. But yeah, I think that was a waste of money. I think that was a lot of money for something that gives you virtually nothing, and in fact gives you virtually nothing and takes that back off of you by giving you something else that is rubbish. Yeah, not happy. Not very good. Not happy. It's getting very windy. So that's my review of this screen. Don't buy it if you want a bigger screen. And if anyone knows, if I've missed something and there is a screen you can buy that to make it bigger, and I don't mean plugging it into the TV, yeah, obviously I can't do that. If there's a way of making the front screen bigger, then please do tell me, because you know, I researched it, I couldn't find anything. Chicken tikka masala from Asda, which is, I've had that before, but I absolutely love it. It tastes lovely. And I forgot to bring, it's in my camper van, it's in the food cupboard all the time, so I have to physically get it out of there and for camping, and I forgot to bring the boil in the bag rice, because I like sticking that in with the chicken tikka, so I didn't do that. So it's a bit annoying, but that's tonight's dinner. Couldn't be bothered to show you the can, because normally I'll show you the can, but I mean chicken tikka masala from Asda, which I think is oh, I can't remember what it's called in a different country, in America for example. I just realised I've got it down my beard. So I've been talking to you with half a ton of curry hanging off my beard. Gross. That's because as I was doing the last mouthful, as it was going in, a bit of a gust of wind came in and blew it all off my spoon. I thought I got it all, but it's like Mother Nature having a laugh, saying, "Yeah, look, watch this." To his pals, like, what's it? And I'm like, ha, 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 oh, son of a, and it all went. And I just realised I didn't catch it all. I don't think. Gross. But anyway, that's tonight's dinner, and that's tonight's wind issues. I've been watching Netflix. I've just decided, and I've just decided before I go to bed, I'm gonna have a little play with my hey, careful, easy. I'm gonna have a little play with my what do you call it? My night vision goggles, because it's literally. I mean, there's a window in the cottage. There's a bit of light. Somebody's got a light on in the cottage, so that's giving off a tiny bit of light. But other than that, it's completely pitch black and I can't see a thing. So this is a good opportunity to have a little play, and I'll try and show you what I can see. So I'm gonna bear with. I'm gonna this. This is the So I'm gonna turn this light on the GoPro off, because obviously it sort of defeats the object, and we'll see if I can show you what I can see as well. So, well, actually, even with the GoPro light on, you can't see nothing, to be honest. So, see, look at that. You take that away, nout, nothing, zilt, zero. That's actually what I'm. Look at that, ghostly, yeah? It's like a scary movie. Whoa, dude. It's a bit awkward trying to show you through the GoPro, but you get the gist. You know, look at that gate, that's quite far away. Nothing there at all. But there it is. And it's got different settings as well. Oh, look at that, look. That's the cottage. And that one, that is, where's my finger? Oh, I can't do it. Anyway, that is the light on there. But yeah, look at that. It's quite, you know, it's a fun toy. It's a fun toy. It's got different intensities as well, from 1 to 8. I think they look slightly further away because the infrared's slightly brighter. You can see, can you see? See, is there a red light? Again, you know, it depends what you want it for. That's quite a bit of fun. You know, you can see in pitch black darkness. You know, you can't see that with the naked eye, and it does show you. So that's good. It's got a record and a picture function, which I can't remember where they were. So, but yeah, so you know, if you see something a bit, ooh, you can take a photo. So that, you know, that's pretty good. So it's a bit of fun. Is it stealth? Not in a million years, because as I say, you've got this really. Oh, it's gone off now. It's on the timer, isn't it? So it's a stealth. You know, you've got this really bright light. It doesn't look incredibly bright because I've got the light from the GoPro showing it, but you've got this bright light. It's taking this while to fire up. I've just turn it on again. But it's brighter than that. You've got a bright light, and where's the battery? No, it's not the battery flat. There you go. You got a bright light like that, so you're holding it in front of your face, so it's shining, lighting your whole face up. And you know, you've got the infrared light at the front, which you can see, look, and that gets brighter. It's got an intensity of 1 to 8, so obviously if you put that on 8, it's going to be a super bright red light. I mean, you can see further away. So from a stealth point of view, it is as stealthy as something that isn't very stealthy. But for a fun point of view, it is fun. It was 70 quid. It's not cheap, but it's good for a fun point of view. You can't exactly walk around holding that in front of you, and it's a very narrow field of view. It's not. You'd be better off having one right up against your eye, and then you've got more of a view. You know, you couldn't sort of walk along the road at night holding it, it's too impractical because you're going to see a little section in front of you. You'd still trip up and fall all over the place. So, you know, I can only put this in a bit of fun category. That's all you could do with it, really. Because it is a bit of fun, and if you want to look at wildlife, you know, you sit there perusing for wildlife, you get to catch a few shots. That would be fun. It's a fun thing. It's a fun toy, but it's not stealth, not by a long shot. It lights up so well, you know, you could be seeing a mile off. Anyway, I just wanted a little play with it before I went to bed, because it is fun. And you know, I'm saying, you know, it's a bit rubbish here, a bit rubbish there, but it actually is. Yeah, I'm glad I bought it. It's not a waste because it is a bit of fun. And you know, before I switched this on, I've been standing here for quite a while, looking around with it, see if I could catch some wildlife, which is in itself was a bit of fun. So yeah, it's worth buying. It was a bit of fun. Just you know, you're not gonna be able to fight any wars with it because it's not practical in that sense. One little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna say good night now, and obviously I'll see you in the morning, because yeah, I'm gonna get up in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Breakfast, coffee, courtesy of a hotel I stayed in last week. So it's like a tea bag coffee. Who'd have thought? It tastes lovely. I slept really well. I'm on a bit of a slope, so I did wake up a couple of times to push my bed back. Over the time it had started to go to the other side of the tent. That was more sort of, rather than tilting to my right or left, I was more tilting towards my feet. So when you're tilting to the left or right, it's hard to stay on the sleeping pad, but because I was tilting more head up, feet down, it wasn't a problem. But it did mean that I had to get up twice to push the mat back up. I slept solid in between that, so it wasn't really a big deal. And it chucked it down with rain all night long, on and off. It didn't really ruin my sleep, really. I slept really well. Got about 7 hours. I set the alarm. I would have slept longer. I set the alarm to get up. I had a gorgeous view this morning. Let's have a look at the gorgeous view. La, 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 la. That's the view. Put my lid down. That's the view. No, that's, you're sat in the vestibule, so that's. You're sat in the vestibule, so that's literally my view this morning. But I'm not going out because it's miserable, really miserable out there. But it's lovely sat in here and looking out with my hot food, my hot drink. Everything's tickety-boo. I think I'm going to sign off here. There's nothing really left to do. I'm not going to go and stand outside because it's miserable. I'm going to eat up, wash up and just start packing, so there's nothing left to show you. So I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you on the next one.